What if I told you there's a 90-year-old secret to making anyone like you? Instantly. A book so powerful it turned shy nobodies into leaders, and leaders into legends. This is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And once you learn these rules, people will never see you the same again.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into something foundational, a way to maybe shortcut your social learning curve. We're cracking open Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yes. It's much more than just a self-help title, isn't it? It's practically the original roadmap for practical human relations.
Exactly. And Carnegie's reason for writing it is fascinating in itself.
It really is. He was searching, apparently, for a solid practical guide for adults on how to deal with people, and he basically realized, well, the book he needed hadn't actually been written yet.
So he wrote it, synthesizing all this wisdom.
Right. Decades of experience, business insights, psychology, all boiled down to this surprisingly straightforward blueprint.
And the promises it makes are, frankly, huge. Making friends quickly, boosting your influence, keeping things smooth with people.
They're ambitious goals. But Carnegie puts a big condition right up front, doesn't he? Before you even get to page 1 of the principle.
He does. What is it?
It's this indispensable requirement. You need a deep, driving desire to learn. A real determination to improve how you interact. Without that, well, the rest is just trivia. You need that internal commitment.
Okay, solid foundation. So, assuming we have that desire, let's jump into part 1. The fundamental techniques in handling people. The absolute basics.
And the very first principle is about what not to do. Principle 1, don't criticize, condemn, or complain.
Why start there? Why avoidance?
Because, as Carnegie explains it, criticism is just futile. 99 times out of 100, really. It slams into a person's ego, makes them defensive instantly. It wounds their pride, their sense of importance.
So you don't get change, you just get resentment.
Exactly. Long-lasting resentment, often.
And the book uses a powerful historical example, right? Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, yes. Lincoln, early in his career, apparently had quite a sharp critical style. He even wrote critical letters and poems mocking opponents. But he learned the hard way the damage it caused.
The Gettysburg example is striking.
Oh, absolutely. After the battle, Lincoln was furious, absolutely livid, that General Meade let Lee's army escape. He poured all that anger into this scathing letter detailing Meade's failures.
But he never sent it.
He never sent it. He put it aside. Lincoln realized, sending it might make him feel better for a moment, but it would probably destroy Meade's ability or willingness to cooperate moving forward. It would damage the relationship beyond repair.
Even when the criticism might have been arguably justified.
Precisely. The cost-benefit just wasn't there. Which leads perfectly into the counterpoint, principle 2.
Which is?
Give honest and sincere appreciation. This taps into what the book calls the great secret of dealing with people.
That deep human need. William James called it the craving to be appreciated, not just a wish, a craving.
Almost like hunger or the need for sleep. It's fundamental, but, and this is crucial, it has to be sincere.
Right. Carnegie draws a very clear line between genuine appreciation and just flattery.
A huge distinction. Flattery is shallow, insincere, often selfish. People usually see right through it, don't they? But appreciation, coming from the heart, that has immense power.
And the evidence. Look at Charles Schwab.
The steel magnate, yeah. One of the first $1 million a year earners in America. And he famously said his real strength wasn't knowing steel. It was his ability to arouse enthusiasm.
How?
Through appreciation and encouragement. He said he was hearty in his approbation and lavish in his praise. He understood that power.
So don't criticize, do appreciate sincerely. What's the third fundamental?
Principle 3, arouse in the other person an eager want. This is about shifting your focus entirely.
Okay, unpack that. It sounds a bit manipulative.
It can be, if done poorly. But the core idea from thinkers like H.A. Overstreet, who Carnegie quotes, is that the only way to genuinely influence someone is to talk in terms of their wants and show them how your proposal helps them get it. Stop talking about what you need.
So it's about aligning interests, not just pushing your own agenda.
Exactly. Think of the calf story. Emerson trying to push and pull a stubborn calf into the barn. All force, focused on his goal. Total failure.
Right.
Then the Irish housemaid comes along. She doesn't push. She thinks, what does the calf want? She lets it suck her finger like it would its mother and gently leads it right in. She appealed to its want.
That's a fantastic illustration. Okay, that covers the fundamentals. Let's move to part 2. 6 ways to make people like you. building that connection.
Right. And principle 1 here flows directly from the appreciation idea. Become genuinely interested in other people.
This feels like the core of the whole book, almost.
It's certainly central. Carnegie offers that famous 2-month rule.
Remind us.
You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you.
It's about flipping the focus outward, because we're all naturally pretty self-absorbed, aren't we?
Deeply. Just listen to any conversation, count the number of times people say I. So showing genuine interest is rare, and therefore incredibly effective.
Like Theodore Roosevelt knowing the names of White House staff.
Even the skull remains. And not just names, but taking a moment to connect, like telling his valet about seeing a Bob White because he knew the valet's wife liked them. Small things, but deeply personal.
That level of detail shows real interest. Okay, principle 2 seems almost too simple. Smile.
Yes, it does seem basic. But think about the message a genuine smile sends. It's universal. It says, I like you, I'm glad to see you, you make me happy.
And it's contagious. It affects your own mood, too.
Absolutely. And it even comes through in your voice. Carnegie mentions telephone companies training operators to smile while they talk because it creates phone power, a warmer tone.
Interesting. Okay, principle 3 builds on that personal connection. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
Ah, the power of the name. We see this in politics all the time. Jim Farley, FDR's campaign manager, supposedly knew the first names of 10,000 people.
10,000? That's incredible.
Yeah, and it worked. People felt recognized, valued. It's a subtle but powerful compliment.
And in business, the Andrew Carnegie example.
Right. Naming his new steel mill the Edgar Thomson Steel Works, after the president of the Pennsylvania Railroad. He needed their business.
And he got it. A massive contract.
It paid off. Now, again, the caveat is sincerity. If it feels like a cheap trick, just dropping names mechanically, it backfires. It has to be linked to that genuine interest we talked about.
Good point. Principle 4 reinforces that. Be a good listener, encourage others to talk about themselves.
This is maybe the easiest way to be seen as a good conversationalist. Harvard President Charles W. Eliot called exclusive attention to the person speaking the highest form of flattery.
People love to talk about themselves if given a chance.
Oh, absolutely. Carney tells that story about being at a dinner party and mostly just listening intently to a famous botanist talk for hours about his field. Asked a few questions, showed interest.
And the result?
Afterwards, the botanist told the host that Carnegie was a most interesting conversationalist. Even though Carnegie had barely said a word, he just gave the man his full, encouraging attention.
Listening is powerful. Okay, principle 5 seems related. Talk in terms of the other person's interests.
Yes. Find out what they care about, what their hobbies are, what excites them, and talk about that. It's another way of showing genuine interest and making them feel valued.
The example of Mr. Chalif and the Boy Scout donation.
Perfect example. He needed a big donation for a jamboree from a major corporation president. Instead of launching into his pitch, he found out the president collected checks and had one signed by Chalif framed.
So he started there.
He started by asking about the check collection, the president's passion. They talked about that for ages. Only then did Chalif briefly mention the Boy Scouts. The president immediately offered a huge sum and much more support. He connected on the other person's turf first.
Makes total sense. And the final principle in this section, principle 6. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely.
This really ties it all together. It echoes the need for appreciation. Carnegie calls it the all-important law of human conduct. Always make the other person feel important.
And again, sincerely.
Always sincerely. The story of the lonely elderly woman who gave her valuable Packard car to a real estate agent.
Why?
Because he wasn't just trying to sell her house. He took the time to genuinely admire her home, her treasured possessions, things that represented her life and identity. He made her feel seen and important when she felt isolated. He satisfied that deep craving for recognition.
Wow. Okay, so those are powerful ways to build connection. Now let's shift gears to part 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. This is about persuasion, right?
Gentle persuasion, yes. And interestingly, principle 1 here is about avoidance again. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it.
Avoid arguments altogether, but what if you disagree?
Carnegie quotes Ben Franklin. If you argue and rankle and contradict, you may achieve a victory sometimes, but it will be an empty victory because you will never get your opponent's goodwill.
So you win the battle, lose the war, or the relationship.
Pretty much. 9 times out of 10, arguing just solidifies the other person's position. You can't win an argument in terms of changing minds that way.
Okay, so if arguing is out, what's principle 2?
This one's tough. Never say you're wrong. Directly, bluntly.
Oof. Why not, even if they are wrong?
Because it's a direct challenge to their intelligence, their judgment, their pride. Think about it. If even brilliant people like Theodore Roosevelt admitted they couldn't be right more than 75% of the time, how can we assume we are always right?
Good point.
And psychologically, as James Harvey Robinson pointed out, when someone attacks my idea, my belief, we don't just defend the idea, we defend ourselves. Our self-esteem gets tangled up in it, and we resist change even more fiercely.
So telling someone you're wrong is like hitting an emotional brick wall.
Instantly. So what do you do if you realize you're the one who made the mistake?
Principle 3 comes in. If you were wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically.
Yes. It's disarming. Carnegie's own story about walking his unleashed dog in the park.
The policeman.
Exactly. The mounted policeman caught him red-handed. Instead of making excuses, Carnegie immediately says something like, "Officer, you've caught me. I'm guilty. No ifs, ands, or buts. I deserve a fine."
And the policeman's reaction.
Total shift. The officer went from being stern to being understanding, even defending the dog, saying maybe a little dog like that wouldn't hurt anyone. Admitting fault completely changed the dynamic.
Takes the wind right out of their sails. All right, principle 4. Begin in a friendly way.
Seems obvious, but crucial. A drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall, as Lincoln supposedly said. Start warm, even if the situation is tense.
Like John D. Rockefeller Jr. facing hostile strikers.
Incredible example. These miners hated him, absolutely despised the company. Rockefeller didn't start defensively. He began his speech by saying, "This is a red-letter day in my life. I am meeting you here not as strangers, but as friends." He used warm, inclusive language.
And it worked.
It completely won them over. Starting friendly paved the way for dialogue.
Okay, principle 5 involves a specific technique. Get the other person saying yes, yes immediately.
The Socratic method in practice. Don't start with the points of disagreement. Start by asking gentle questions where you know the answer is yes. Build common ground.
Get them nodding along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Psychologically, once someone starts saying yes, it's harder for them to suddenly pivot to a hard no. You create a positive momentum, making them more receptive to your ultimate point, a conclusion they might have rejected if you'd led with it.
Clever. Principle 6 seems counterintuitive if you're trying to persuade. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking.
Right. We think persuasion is about us talking. But people are much more interested in their own problems, their own ideas. Let them talk themselves out.
And it makes them feel heard.
And important. Carnegie notes that even our friends often prefer talking about their successes rather than hearing about ours. If we dominate the conversation, especially with our achievements, it can make them feel inferior. Letting them talk makes them feel good.
Okay, principle 7 is fascinating. Let the other person feel that the idea is his or hers.
This one requires real finesse, doesn't it? It sounds like manipulation.
It does. How do you do this ethically?
The key is whether your goal is mutual benefit or just trickery. Colonel House, advising President Wilson, was a master. He'd subtly plant ideas, maybe over dinner, just mentioning possibilities.
And it Wilson.
Later on, Wilson might bring up the idea as his own. House never corrected him, never saw credit. He cared about the policy, the outcome. If letting someone else own the idea ensures buy-in and commitment, especially if it's a good idea, then it's effective leadership, not just manipulation.
Requires humility, though, big time.
Definitely. Which connects to the next two principles, both about empathy, principle 8. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view.
Put yourself in their shoes.
Truly try and understand why they feel or think the way they do, even if you disagree. Ask yourself, how would I feel? How would I react if I were in their situation? It fosters understanding. Say to yourself, there, but for the grace of God, go I.
And principle 9 builds on that. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires.
Sympathy, that universal craving. Even if someone is angry, upset, complaining, offering genuine sympathy for their feelings, I understand why you feel that way, that must be frustrating, can be incredibly disarming.
It validates their emotion, even if you don't agree with their conclusion.
Exactly. It often dissolves the anger right there. People want to feel understood.
Okay, 3 more in this persuasion section. Principle 10, appeal to the nobler motives.
This is interesting. People usually have 2 reasons for doing something. The real reason and the one that sounds good.
The one they tell others or even themselves.
Right. Carnegie suggests appealing to the nobler idealistic motive. Assume they want to be fair, honest, honorable, even if their actions suggest otherwise sometimes.
Like Lord Northcliffe stopping a newspaper from publishing a picture he disliked?
Yeah, he didn't say, "I don't want you to publish that." He appealed to their respect for motherhood, saying he didn't want it published because it might upset the subject's mother. He appealed to a higher value.
Got it. Principle 11. Dramatize your ideas.
In a world full of competing information, just stating a truth isn't enough. You need showmanship, vividness, make it memorable.
The NCR salesman example.
Classic. Selling cash registers.
Yeah.
He didn't just say you're losing money. He went into a grocery store, bought something, paid, and then deliberately threw the pennies from the change onto the floor.
What?
The grocer was obviously shocked. The salesman said, "You are literally throwing away pennies every time a customer comes in without a proper system." It dramatized the loss in a way words alone couldn't, made the sale.
That's memorable. Okay, final persuasion principle 12. Throw down a challenge.
Appeal to people's desire to excel, their competitive spirit, their love for the game. Challenges motivate.
Like getting someone to take a tough job.
Exactly. Al Smith recruiting Lewis Laws to be warden of the dangerous Sing Sing prison.
Yeah.
He didn't just offer the job, he framed it as a challenge, saying, "It'll take a big person to go up there and stay." He appealed to Law's desire to prove himself.
Intriguing. Okay, that's a lot on persuasion. Let's wrap up with part 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. The fine-tuning.
Yes, these are the leadership tactics, often involving correction or direction. Principle 1 starts gently. Begin with praise and honest appreciation.
Like the barber lathering someone up before shaving.
Precisely that analogy from the book. Soften them up first. Prepare them for what's coming. It makes criticism easier to accept.
And if you do need to point out a mistake, principle 2, call attention to people's mistakes indirectly.
This is subtle but powerful. It's often about language. The book highlights the danger of the word "but."
How so?
If you say, "You did a great job on this report, but there are typos," the "but" cancels out the praise. It makes the praise feel insincere, just a setup for the criticism.
So what's the alternative?
Change "but" to "and." You did a great job on this report, and if we fix these typos, it'll be even stronger. See the difference? The praise remains intact, and the correction feels like a collaborative improvement.
That's a really practical tip. Okay, principle 3. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person.
Humility again. Admitting your own shortcomings first makes it easier for the other person to hear about theirs. It shows you're not claiming perfection. You know, I've made similar errors myself.
Lowers their defenses. Principle 4 is key for leaders. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders.
This preserves dignity and encourages buy-in. Owen D. Young, the famous corporate leader, reportedly never gave a direct order.
Never. How did he manage?
He'd make suggestions. "You might consider this," or "Do you think that would work?" Asking questions makes people feel involved in the decision. Giving orders can feel like being bossed around, which breeds resentment. It also stimulates their creativity.
Makes sense. Principle 5 is simple but vital. Let the other person save face.
Crucial. Don't humiliate someone, especially publicly, even if they're wrong. Find a way for them to preserve their dignity. Trampling on someone's pride creates enemies, not allies.
Absolutely. Principle 6 focuses on positive reinforcement. Praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise.
Back to Schwab's motto.
Yeah.
Yes, catch people doing something right, even small steps. Encouragement fuels progress. The book tells the story of Charles Dickens.
The author?
Yes. Apparently, receiving praise from an editor for his very first published story was a life-changing moment. That single bit of encouragement inspired him to keep writing. Never underestimate the power of specific, sincere praise.
Wow. Okay, principle 7 feels aspirational. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to.
This is about setting positive expectations. Assume the best. If you treat someone as if they already possess a virtue you want them to have, they're more likely to strive to embody it.
The example of Tommy, the problem child.
Right. His teacher, Mrs. Hopkins, told him she saw him as a natural leader and was relying on him. He completely turned his behavior around to match that positive reputation she bestowed on him.
Act as if. Okay, principle 8. Use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct.
Don't overwhelm people. If someone is struggling, break it down. Frame the necessary improvement as achievable, not monumental. Celebrate small wins along the way.
Like Clarence Jones helping his son David with math.
Yes, the boy was struggling, labeled brain injured. Jones didn't focus on the label. He made learning math seem easy and fun, praised every tiny step forward, built his confidence. David ended up mastering it. Encouragement makes difficult things seem possible.
And the final principle, 9. Make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest.
This ties back to appealing to their wants and motives. Frame the request in terms of their benefit, their values, or make it seem like an honor or a special opportunity.
Like Napoleon giving out titles and honors.
Exactly. He called them toys, but understood their power. Men are ruled by toys. Making someone feel good about doing what you want them to do is the ultimate leadership skill.
Okay, wow, we've covered a lot of ground. Stepping back, what are the big overarching takeaways from how to win friends and influence people?
Well, it really boils down to a few core ideas, doesn't it? It's about genuinely shifting your focus away from yourself and onto the other person. Minimizing threats to their ego, maximizing their feeling of importance, and showing sincere interest and appreciation.
And it's not about tricks, is it?
Not if you do it right. Carnegie emphasizes sincerity throughout. These principles aren't just tactics. They represent, as he put it, potentially a new way of life. One based on empathy, understanding, and building people up rather than tearing them down. It's about connection, fundamentally.
A powerful framework. Okay, that leads us nicely into our final provocative thought for you, the listener, to chew on this week. It's inspired by Ben Franklin's journey we touched on.
Franklin, one of America's wisest figures, deliberately changed his communication style. He stopped using dogmatic words like certainly or undoubtedly to avoid conflict and seem more open.
So, the question for you is, reflecting on Franklin's wisdom, what 3 fixed opinions, strongly held beliefs, or habitual ways of stating things might you benefit from softening or expressing more tentatively this week?
Think about where a little less certainty, a little more openness might improve your interactions. What could you gain by occasionally giving up the small victory of being right? Something to consider.
Definitely something to consider. Until next time, keep diving deep. Thanks for joining us.
I hope you liked this video and learned something from it. For more such videos, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. See you soon in the next video. Stay tuned.